Joseph Matthews, and in this little tutorial I'm going to teach you how to be funny. And it's actually going to be much easier than you think. These are just some simple tricks that I use to add humor to any interaction, and I know that they're going to work really well for you. But you can't be afraid to joke about inappropriate stuff with women, okay? Sometimes guys are afraid that it might be too sexual, it might scare the girl off or whatever, but the fact of the matter is, girls love dirty jokes as much as guys. And, you know, in the off chance that they don't, if it is inappropriate or it's not their type of humor, you know, once you find that out, shy away from it. Don't do it again. But, you know, you should always not be afraid to kind of go out and give it a try. So some of the things I like to kind of lump in with the whole dick and fart joke mentality is exaggerating what women, you know, find attractive. Okay, so like let's say that women like tall guys. Okay, I'm not saying all women like tall guys, but let's say you meet a woman who does like tall guys, and you're like, oh my God, you know, you're so into tall guys, like, you know, you like the 8-foot giant people, you know, everyone's a you know, a midget to you because you only like guys who are like 10 feet tall. You know, that's what you can do, and you can point out like really tall guys and be like, you see that guy right there over there? Yeah, he's not tall enough for you. Okay, he could be like, you know, a basketball player 8 feet tall. You'd be like, no, he's not tall enough for you. You know, you like taller guys. You like taller guys than that. You know, so take some stuff that women like and exaggerate it. Accuse them of being sexual deviants. This always works really, really well. I don't know why, but you know, when you look at a girl and you know, you start accusing her of being into like some crazy stuff, one of two things will either happen. She'll either completely deny it, in which case you take it further, or she'll play along with it, in which case you take it further. Okay, so let me think of an example of this. Just be like, you know, you could look at her and be like, oh my God, look at you. You know, like I bet you're like the type of girl who loves to be like tied up and spanked. You know, like that totally seems like your personality. Like you're the spanking girl. You just love to spank people. You know, or you know, you could also take it, be like, oh my God, like you're such a dominatrix in training. Like I bet you have like a bunch of whips and chains at home, and you can't wait to get me home and violate me in all sorts of different weird ways. You know, like you're scaring me. Like I really don't want to hang out with you right now. Okay, like that's the type of stuff that I mean when you talk about accusing them of being sexual deviants. Another thing is talk about how they want to rape you or take advantage of you. Now, this is a little bit of a role reversal thing because, you know, a big fear that women have when they're dating guys is that they're going to be raped or they're going to be taken advantage of in some way. But you can actually use this to your advantage by turning it around and saying stuff like for instance, you know, if she brings you a drink, you can say like, you didn't slip a roofie in this, did you? Because, you know, the last thing I want to do is wake up in bed and find out that you completely took advantage of me. You know, or you know, if she gives you a drink, you can say like, are you trying to get me drunk? Because you know, I'm not that type of guy. You know, stuff like that. You know, you wanna kind of accuse her of being the one trying to get you into bed, okay, or trying to take advantage of you in some way. And this is funny, but it also has like some underlying sexual tension aspects to it, which can be really fun. Another thing is to make fun of bodily noises. You know, like everyone thinks, you know, fart noises are funny, and you know, you can just sit there and be like, you know, with your mouth, just go, and then accuse her of being farting. Just look at her and be like, ew, I can't believe you, ew, you know. And you know, it's funny because it's obvious you're the one doing it, but you're accusing her, so you know it gets some laughs. And the last one is to accuse women of having outrageous fetishes. Okay, and this is stuff that where you take the most mundane thing and you turn it into a fetish. Okay, so for instance, like let's say that you're talking to a girl and she's complaining about having to go to the optometrist to get her eyes examined, and you can say something like, you know, you don't fool me, you know, I know your secret, you know, you have an optometrist fetish, like you have optometrist porn at home that you secretly jerk off to, and you can't wait to go to the optometrist because like you're in love with the optometrist. You know, you take mundane stuff and turn it into a fetish. Like, you know, lots of girls love to shop for shoes. So you say like, oh my God, you have such a shoe fetish. Like, you know, if those shoes were like a man, you'd totally have sex with them. You know, that's what I mean by turning stuff into outrageous fetishes. Alright, bad jokes. Good jokes are hard, bad jokes are easy. That's just the long and short of it right there. So if you're going to tell jokes, don't even try to tell good jokes. Just use bad jokes because they're easy. You can go online and find like a billion bad jokes. Um, word of wisdom though, the shorter the jokes are, the better. Okay, and remember our little talk on immaturity a little bit earlier. First grade humor is always funny, and so if use bad jokes that would make like a kindergartner laugh. Now it might not get you an actual laugh from the girl, but it doesn't matter because it's a playful thing. It's fun, and you can also turn it into a game. So, for instance, you could just look at her like if there's a lull in the conversation or whatever, you could just say, "Hey, why'd the monkey fall out of the tree?" And she'd be like, "I don't know." And you're like, "'Cause it's dead, duh." I mean that's a bad joke, but it's just something funny. And then you can be like, "Okay, your turn. It's your turn to tell me a joke." And then she tells you a joke, and it can be a good joke or a bad joke or whatever. And then like the idea is like in the game, who can tell the worst joke. And another thing I like to lump into the bad joke category are bad pickup lines, because once you get to know a girl, like once you're past the point of meeting her and you're actually dating and stuff like that, bad pickup lines actually work. Surprisingly enough, they do. Like you could meet up with a girl to go see a movie, for instance. Let's say two of you get together, and you're like, "Damn, girl, did you wash your pants in Windex? Because I can see myself in them." I mean, like that's a really bad pickup line. It would never work. But if you already know the girl and you use that, um, she's gonna think it's funny. She's gonna let it go. Like I do this all the time. I take every bad pickup line I can possibly think of, and I use it whenever I meet up with a girl I know, and it's really fun. It's really funny. All right. Another favorite tactic of mine is to steal stuff that's already funny. It's hard to think of funny stuff on your own, but there's tons of stuff out there that's already like humorous and will guaranteed to make people laugh. So think of great jokes that you've heard from comedians and well-known celebrities, and use them. Talk about them for your own gain. Tell the joke in a story as if you're impersonating the comedian. I don't know if you've ever seen people like Chris Rock in stand-up, but these guys are really, really funny. And you can even say to a girl, it's like, "Hey, you ever watch Chris Rock?" And she's like, "Oh, I love Chris Rock." Then you can say like, "Oh my God, I saw his stand-up one time, and he has this story about like the only goal of a guy who has a daughter is to keep her off the stripper pole." And then you can actually go into the exact same routine that Chris Rock uses in his stand-up and just like repeat it word for word, and it's still funny. Like women get it. Like then there's this whole other Chris Rock thing about having the dick in the jar. Like how every woman has like a guy friend who, in case she breaks up with her current boyfriend, she goes to him and just uses him for the rebound, and he calls that the dick in the jar. Break in case of emergency. So I love Chris Rock stuff, so I have a lot of his stuff kind of memorized, so that if there's a lull in the conversation, or I want to make the girl laugh, or talk about something funny, or take the conversation in a new direction, I can just pull out something I love from Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Robin Williams, whoever, and just start reciting it word for word, and maybe even do an impression of them while I'm doing it. So steal stuff that's already funny. It works. The biggest key to being funny is to have fun. If you have fun, the humor will come naturally, okay? If you're just able to sit back and relax, not worry about anything, not worry about censoring yourself, not worrying about messing up, you will naturally, if you're an intelligent person, which I'm fairly certain that you are, be a funny person. You'll pick up on stuff, you'll crack jokes, you'll have a good time. Remember, humor is all about feelings. It's not about really getting a response, it's not about making people laugh, it's about making people feel good. The better you can make people feel, the more they'll like you, and the more personality you'll display. Even if you're not a funny guy, just be super, super positive. People like positivity. And if you can mix that positivity in with some fun every once in a while, people will like you even more. So out of everything I told you about, if you can't even remember one of those little concepts about how to be funny, just have fun. The more fun you have, the more naturally funny you'll be, and the easier it'll be to make people laugh and have a good time with you. Alright guys, that's all I have for the video. I hope you really enjoyed this thing. Like I said, I got most of this material, most of these concepts from girls who use them on me. So this is stuff that I know for a fact girls respond to. I use all this stuff in every one of my interactions, and I always get a good response from it. So if you need to, watch this video as many times as you want, learn the concepts, and actually go out and start using them, and you'll be absolutely amazed to see the type of responses girls give you. Alright guys, this is Joseph Matthews, and I'll catch you later.